Hello, this is Kenneth Vance for Rooftop Videos. Alright, I'm going to try to keep this shorter, but this is an emergency message. This is not an absolute proclamation, but if what I am sensing is true, then oh boy. If you have any means and you're doing okay, I recommend you in a very quick time, you have at least 1 month, at least that, of food and supplies. If what I'm sensing. I could be wrong. I don't want to look like an idiot in a few weeks. But I'm giving you a what if based upon this. I had part of it right, and it happens sometimes. I walked right on past what I'm going to show you today. I mean, it's so easy to do when it concerns the Word. But I'm going to show you something big. And if, I said if, I don't know, if Yahweh is going to be down to the day, and he's going to be that accurate with this goat versus the ram war, then we have but a few short weeks left. And here's the part I didn't get wrong, but I didn't see the rest of it. I went over this verse 1,000,000 times. You got to do it again. Then I heard Daniel 8, I heard one saint speaking, and another saint said, and that certain saint was spoken, okay, how long shall be the vision? What is this vision? Concerning the daily, it starts with the daily cut off, and the transgression of desolation, the mark of the beast, and to give both the sanctuary, his people, and the host to be trodden underfoot. And he said unto me, unto 2,300 days, then the sanctuary shall be cleansed. It's the host that I walked past. Yes, we've been trodden underfoot economically, and trying to not take the vaccines and all that, but it's a bigger picture. And I need you to see what I'm about to show you. It's all in the meaning to this word host. Now it makes sense. He says, and this is his language, this is why I'm saying this, what if, but if you're always down to the day, and I'm reading this right, if I'm reading this right, then as the 2,300 days are ending, the finishing up of Iran being trodden underfoot takes place because of this right here. Verse 7, and I saw him come close unto the ram, Donald Trump, and he was moved with choler against him, and smote the ram and broke his 2 horns, and there was no power in the ram to stand before him. But he cast him to the ground, down to the ground, and stamped upon him. That's the trodding underfoot. That's what I walked right on past. There's us being trodden underfoot. I went over that 1,000,000 times. This part I didn't see. So now we're going to take a look at the meaning of the host being trampled underfoot. This is one of those moments where I just scratch myself in the head, and it comes from H6633, just like 2,300 days is 6.3 years. Here's what host that's trampled underfoot means. It means a mass of persons. What kind of mass of persons? Well, he's telling us. Organized for war. An army. A campaign like Operation Epic Fury. Hello, Operation Roaring Lion. Operation Sledgehammer didn't happen. It means battle, service, soldiers, warfare, to mass an army, or servants, fight, perform, wait upon, war. That's what I wanted you to see. If Yahweh is going to be down to the day, If he's going to be down to the actual day, and the Iran thing has to fall before the 2,300 days are up, because he says until 2,300 days. So this goat versus ram war has to take place within the 2,300 days. It has to, because he says so. But he's showing that it's at the end of the 2,300 days. It began with the daily cutoff, and it's ending with the army of Iran being trodden underfoot, finishing up this whole vision that Daniel says, how long? It says 2,300 days. That being the case, that host is them. This is the Iran war. So, my next documentary, I'm going over the end. I know this statement is huge, but I'm sorry, it's the truth. And it goes along with what I'm showing here. The end of the mark of the beast years, June 26, 2026, just a few weeks from now. We're at the end. Most are still waiting for the mark of the beast. It snuck in like a thief, and it's sneaking right back out the back door in 2026, with most still not seeing that it is the mark. But you got to compare it to this ram and goat war. Because why would he throw in the mark of the beast years with the ram and the goat going at it? It all goes together. And I feel vindicated. But like I said, this is theory. This part is theory. If Yah is going to be down to the day, we have but a few weeks. But this next verse here, after he defeats the ram, therefore the he-goat waxed very great. That means to magnify himself exceedingly. Old trumpet, oh, we won, and Iran is going to fall. And we're going to go, hey! And then, oh, we got peace now. We dealt with Iran, we got peace now. And now there's sudden destruction. And when he was strong, the great horn was broken. And yes, there's 4 notable horns back in Alexander's day. There was 4 generals. But I don't see 4 of anything in this last age. But I'm not going to get into that. But here's what I want you to see. If this be true, we got a few short weeks. But I want you to see something else. And I'm going to do it by asking you a question. Be honest. Don't change your answer after the fact. Don't change it after the fact. I'm just going to ask you up front. Do you think and know this is the ram and the goat war taking place? You can't change your answer after this, because I'm going to show you how Yahweh got us. And there's no way out. There's no escape door. You can't slip out the back. You're stuck. You have to admit the truth. If you say, yes, this is the ram and the goat war, nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Okay. That being the case, you say, yeah. It's the ram and the goat war. Okay. If that's the case, that also means we're within the 2,300 days. That it's not yet future. That's fact number 1. If you are forced to say, this is the ram and the goat war, we are in the 2,300 days. But we're at the ending of 2,300 days, as well as he says here, unto 2,300 days. You're forced to admit that. But if you have to admit it's the ram and the goat war, then you have to admit that something daily was cut off approximately 2,300 days ago. And the only thing approximately 2,300 days ago, on March 11, 2020, is the worldwide lockdowns, where the entire planet, no country exempt, was shut down. right smack to the date. But if you're forced to admit this is the ram and the goat war, you're admitting the 2300 days because you got to, because it all goes together. Then that also means the abomination of desolation, the mark of the beast, has run its course. For those who say it hasn't come yet. You cannot pick and choose which parts of this you want to accept and reject the rest, because that's calling Yahweh a liar. We can't do that. You're forced to admit the truth, right? I'm not talking to those of you who already know, but those teachers out there that might want to try to bring what I'm saying down. I'm showing you from His Word what the facts are. We have to see it this way. Yahweh's way of proving Himself and proving that the daily lockdowns is the daily taken away. He's proven it is the mark of the beast. It's over. Through this Iran versus U.S. ram and goat war. That's what He's proving. If you have to say, yes, it's the war, there's your evidence. Sorry I raised my voice a little bit, but what if by some chance Yahweh is to the day, and I don't know, it could go on another year, go past the 2300 days. It seems to show that by the time it's up, the 2300 days are up, it's over. That's what it seems to say, and that's why I'm scared to bring it out just 3 weeks in advance, and I don't want to look like an idiot, so I'm just telling you, it's a theory. I don't know. But what if that is correct? What if we have just a few short weeks left? And that being the case, like I've been showing in my 13 weeks of marching around Jericho, the June 26th is in the 12th week with only 1 week left. The July the 4th week. When the great horn was strong and beat Iran, it was broken. Right? So we're saying, we beat them. They ain't going to have a nuke. We got peace. And sudden destruction comes upon the world.